News.
Hi, this is St. Louis Blues broadcaster Chris Kerber, and I want you to follow all the exciting action of the St. Louis Blues right here this season on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO Radio in Salem, Missouri. They've been one of the longest-running St. Louis Blues affiliates, and if you can't make it to the game, the next best thing is listening right here. It's KSMO Radio in Salem, Missouri, your radio home for the St. Louis Blues hockey.
Let Country Mart in Salem help you get ready for the upcoming holiday season. At Country Mart, you'll find a variety of fresh-cut Christmas trees, beautiful red and assorted color poinsettias, stocking stuffers, and assorted fresh chase candy. Country Mart can also help you with those upcoming family and party gatherings, as they can prepare meat and cheese trays, fresh fruit and cheese trays, party sandwich trays, and so much more. Merry Christmas from your friends at Country Mart on Highway 3272 East right here in Salem.
Good afternoon and welcome to KSMO Radio. Let's take a look at that noon hour weather forecast. Will continue to be sunny today. Should have a high temperature near 44 degrees. Winds will continue southwesterly 8 to 13 miles per hour with gusts as high as 26 miles per hour. And our wind chill value is as low as 14 degrees. Then tonight will be mostly clear, with a low around 27 degrees. Southwesterly winds tonight will be around 7 miles per hour, and that wind chill value will be as low as 20 degrees. Then tomorrow will be sunny with a high temperature near 53 degrees. Southerly winds tomorrow will be 7 to 11 miles per hour with gusts as high as 22 miles per hour. And early tomorrow morning, our wind chill value will be as low as 22 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies are forecasted for tomorrow night with a low temperature around 32. Southerly winds be 5 to 9 miles per hour, becoming light southwesterly after midnight. Wednesday will be sunny with a high temperature near 56 degrees. We'll have a light and variable wind that will become southerly 5 to 7 miles per hour during Wednesday morning. Then Wednesday night we have a 30% chance of showers after midnight with mostly cloudy skies and a low temperature around 44 degrees. Thursday, chances for precipitation increase to 50-50, and that's for before noon on Thursday. The day will be partly sunny or will become partly sunny with a high temperature near 57 degrees. Then Thursday night skies will clear off, will be mostly clear with low around 19 degrees. Friday we expect mostly sunny skies with a high temperature near 44. We expect mostly clear skies Friday night with a low temperature around 32 degrees. Then Saturday will be mostly sunny. We'll get on this roller coaster and have a high temperature near 60 degrees. Saturday night will be mostly cloudy with a low around 35, and then Sunday will be partly sunny and we'll drop back to a high temperature near 51 degrees. And that's your noon hour weather update brought to you by all of us here at KSMO, where it is now time for the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report.
Christmas is just days away. Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield, and this is my 2 cents. The house smells of evergreen, cinnamon, and gingerbread. The halls are decked, presents wrapped, and you can hear Farron Young singing Christmas carols when you step in the back door. We are blessed this Christmas season. Like most of our family and friends, we are not spending as much on gifts as we have in the past, but no one will feel slighted or left out. As always, this Christmas season, there is plenty of food on our table. We grow a lot of that food ourselves. We have beef, eggs, and vegetables that were harvested and preserved right here on our little piece of planet Earth. Like so many other farmers and ranchers, we work 365 days a year to responsibly and sustainably grow food and fiber to feed the world. Unfortunately, feeding the world doesn't equate to everyone getting enough to eat. Hunger is a problem not only in third world countries, but right here in the USA. Unfortunately, the abundance America's farmers and ranchers grow doesn't always reach our neighbors' dinner tables. Hunger and food insecurity are more common in rural than in urban areas. In fact, according to USDA, although rural areas comprise less than 2/3 of all U.S. counties, 9 out of 10 counties with the highest food insecurity are rural. When most of us consider who among us is hungry, we think of those that are homeless, living in shelters, or disengaged from our society in some way. There are those in our communities who struggle silently, under the radar, feeling guilty and ashamed that they are unable to provide enough food for their families or themselves. Let us not forget those less fortunate this Christmas season. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield. That's my 2 cents.
Water hemp, Palmer amaranth, and giant ragweed. Left undisturbed, they will become the most dangerous foes to corn plants. But in the early season, these weeds are at their weakest. Now is the time. A predator lurks. Certain herbicide attacks, unleashing full residual power before weeds have a chance to emerge. Pre or early post application, they are hopeless against such effective chemistry. Certain herbicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Townscreen is one of the most affordable ways to advertise your special event, business, yard sale, or even send congratulations to someone for as low as $15 per week. With 21 locations in the Salem market and 16 more in the Houston market, Townscreen also gives added value to their users by offering free ad service to the Echo Bluff and Montauk State Park lodges. Produce your own ad or get help from the Townscreen staff. Go online to townscreen.com or call or text 636-338-1199. Townscreen.
The foundation is set.
Missouri knocks off the #1 team in the nation.
The frame is built.
On the run, Mitchell for the flush, Missouri by 20.
And the gates,
the habits, the response to detail, the execution, all that stuff matters.
Are open.
Drives right baseline to the rim, jams it as he hangs and got fouled.
This is your radio home for Mizzou basketball.
Cruz, here comes the three. Bang, he splashed it home.
The Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
A slow end of the week for direct cash cattle business, and cash hogs were mixed. Good morning. I'm Megan Grebner with your Brownfield Livestock Market Report. Direct cash cattle trade was quiet Friday following the solid day of business Thursday. For the week, northern dress deals were at mostly $353 to $355, $10 to $12 higher than the prior week's weighted average basis in Nebraska. Southern live deals were at $230, $6 higher than the previous week's weighted averages. At the Mitchell Livestock Market in South Dakota, light feeder steers up to 600 pounds sold with a much higher undertone. Steers 650 to 700 pounds sold $20 higher. Steers weighing more than 800 pounds were unevenly steady. Heifers weighing up to 950 pounds sold with a higher undertone. Heifers 950 to 1,000 pounds were $15 higher. The USDA says demand was good overall. Medium and large one feeder steers 654 to 665 pounds brought $409 to $416. Medium and large one feeder heifers 606 to 625 pounds brought $370 to $404. Box beef closed mixed with light to moderate demand for moderate offerings. Choice down 67 cents at $357.44. Select was 76 cents higher at $344.22. Estimated cattle slaughter was 105,000 head. Cash hogs closed mixed with a light negotiated run. The slow into the week wasn't a big surprise as processors were more aggressive early on in their procurement efforts. A couple of things the industry has been watching. That's supplies of market-ready hogs and hog weights, which have been pushing higher, and demand. While domestic demand is likely finding some support from pork's competitive price in the retail space, global demand is trailing last year's record pace. Barrows and gilts at the National Daily Direct were down 41 cents with a weighted average of 71.28. The Iowa Minnesota was 16 cents lower. The Western Corn Belt was 21 cents higher. Both had weighted averages of 71.37. Pork values into the day lower Friday, down 63 cents at 98.21. Hams were sharply lower, and estimated hog slaughter was 477,000 head. At the CME, live and feeder cattle were down on profit taking, and lean hog futures were mostly higher on spread trade and improved demand optimism. I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.
The question always comes up at this time of year. What gift should I get the important people in my life? The answer is St. James Wine. Yes, St. James Wine. For over 50 years, family-owned and operated St. James Winery has been creating internationally and nationally awarded wines. Fun flavors from bubbly fruit Moscatos to our elegant dry reds. Delicious wine makes the perfect gift and will complement any party or get-together this holiday season. No assembly is required, and the St. James bottle impresses year after year. St. James Winery. Yum.
Water hemp, Palmer amaranth, and giant ragweed. Left undisturbed, they will become the most dangerous foes to corn plants. But in the early season, these weeds are at their weakest. Now is the time. A predator lurks. Certain herbicide attacks, unleashing full residual power before weeds have a chance to emerge. Pre or early post-application, they are hopeless against such effective chemistry. Certain herbicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
That has been the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report. It is now time to take a look at updated funeral announcements being brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County for over 30 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker, and online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today. Be sure and pick one up every weekday or check it out online. Funeral services for Michael Chu of Plato, age 63, will be Tuesday afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Evans Funeral Home in Houston. Interim will be at the Wild Wind Cemetery, Plato. A visitation will be held prior to the service beginning at noon at the funeral home. And all arrangements for Michael Chu of Plato are under the direction of the Evans Funeral Home of Houston. Janet Ann Hamilton of Salem, formerly of Edgar Springs, passed away Friday, December 12th at the age of 87 years. Funeral services for Janet Hamilton will be at noon Wednesday, December 17th at the Null and Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Visitation for family and friends of Janet Hamilton will be held prior to the service beginning at 10 and continuing till service time at noon. Interim will be at the Edgar Springs Cemetery. Memorial contributions are suggested to the Memorial Garden at Full Gospel Church in Edgar Springs. And all arrangements for Janet Hamilton of Edgar Springs, formerly of Edgar Springs, now of Salem, are under the direction of the Null and Son Funeral Home of Rolla. Harry Roy Stuck Jr. of Rolla passed away Sunday, December 7th at the age of 102 years. Funeral services for Harry Stuck Jr. will be Saturday at 12 noon at the Rolla Chapel of James Gar Mortuary. Visitation will be held also on Saturday for family and friends of Harry Stuck Jr., starting at 11 and continuing to service time at 12 noon. And it will be at the Lake Springs Cemetery, Lake Springs, Missouri, with full military honors. And all arrangements for Harry Roy Stuck Jr. of Rolla are under the direction of the James Gar Mortuary of Rolla. Charlie Schultz of Salem passed away Friday, December 12th, at the age of 92 years. Funeral services for Charlie Schultz will be Thursday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Visitation for family and friends of Charlie Schultz will be Wednesday afternoon evening from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Burial with full military honors will be at the Dry Fork Cemetery. And all arrangements for Charlie Schultz of Salem are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem. That has been a look at updated funeral announcements brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Your World Today is the only daily news flyer in Dent County. It is available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker, and online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today has been serving Dent County for over 30 years, and the best part about it is absolutely free.
This Christmas, when you put money in a Salvation Army kettle, expect change. Expect homes and hearts to be warmed. Expect empty stomachs and hungry souls to be fed. Expect need and despair to be transformed by hope and joy. Whether you give at our kettles or at SalvationArmyUSA.org, expect your contributions to change lives. The Salvation Army, doing the most good.
Out of town and want to know what's going on in Salem, how the Salem Tigers did, or who may have passed away? There's only one way to get that information quickly, and that's by going to Your World Today online. Go to KSMORadio.com and click on the Your World Today button, and you'll get the latest edition online, or check out the Your World Today archives. And if you are in town, pick one up in any of the 30-plus locations in Salem and Bunker. Your World Today, they're free.
It is now time for a look at local news, and it's being brought to you by Southwest Baptist University Salem Campus. SBU Salem Campus provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding area. For more on degrees and programs, stop by SBU Salem Campus today at 501 South Grand Street, or you can call them at 573-729-7071. I'm Bob Parsons reporting. The Dent County Commission met this morning at the courthouse. District 1 Commissioner Keith Green said work continues on Dent County Road 2440 as workers continue to rebuild portions of the road by adding rock and spreading it out. He also stated another crew will be inspecting roads with low water crossings and bridges to make sure that the debris has been removed from those areas. Green went on to report that County Truck number 79 is being worked on. District 2 Commissioner Jimmy Williams reported some of his crew will also be working on Dent County Road 2440 with the District 1 crews by hauling and spreading rock. He went on to say that brush is being cut on County Road 2270 and another county truck is being serviced at the shed. Presiding Commissioner Gary Larson said he attended the Transportation Advisory Committee meeting last Thursday at the MRPC offices, and the bridge on Route TT has slipped from the highest TAC priority for repair to third place. They also discussed fatalities in the Merrimack region as well as statewide. With the fatality accident last week on Highway 72, Dent County has had 5 people killed in auto crashes this year. Statewide, the number of fatalities has fallen from 880 in 2024 to 848 in 2025, with still just over 2 weeks remaining. Larson also said at the External Relations Committee meeting, it was reported this year's awards banquet in Salem actually made money for MRPC. Dent County Clerk Angie Curley said candidates can file for available positions for the April 7th municipal election for school boards, hospital boards, City of Salem, aldermanic positions, etc. She said those who want to file will do so at the entity's office, not at the courthouse. And if they have any questions about the qualifications to run for the positions they choose, potential candidates need to contact those individual entities themselves, not her office. Carly also mentioned that her office continues working on the budget for 2026. She went on to say her office balanced with the Dent County Treasurer's Office on all accounts for the month of November. At the last meeting, Dent County Assessor Alyssa Brookshire came in to discuss 2 new hires in her office and their pay scale. They'll start at $16 per hour and in 6 months will receive a 4% cost of living adjustment. The next meeting of the Dent County Commissioners will be Thursday morning at the courthouse at 9 o'clock, and the meeting will be open to the public. You can help decorate the giving tree at the Salem Public Library at 403 North Jackson. The library is collecting warm winter accessories for area children in need. New hats, mittens, gloves, scarves, and rocks may be hung on the tree, and that program ends today, so it's your last chance to get up to the library and hang some of those needs on the tree. All items will be given to a local school for distribution. Thank you for helping warm young hearts this winter. And if you need more information or if you have any questions, please call the library at 573-729-4331. On Friday, the Salem Police Department conducted a short-term investigation into the whereabouts of a wanted fugitive from Olmsted County, Minnesota. Officers responded to the 1100 block of West Butler to make contact with the residents. Officers located a male suspect, Daniel Allison, who was subsequently arrested. Allison was transported to the Denton County Jail for the Olmsted County warrant with the original charge of intimidation with stalking in violation of an ex parte. Allison is held without bond awaiting extradition by Minnesota authorities. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. According to the City of Salem, recent high winds have blown several flower arrangements from headstones and grave sites at Cedar Grove Cemetery. If you're missing any arrangements, please check with staff at the cemetery shop. They have collected the items found on the grounds, and you may stop by to reclaim any that belonged to your loved ones. The Denton County Fire Protection District recently announced they'll be holding a family-friendly New Year's Eve party on December 31st from 8 in the evening until midnight. The party is open to the public as a means of saying thank you to the community for all its support to the Denton County Fire Protection District. The department will have hot dogs and chili while supplies last. They're planning on having a movie playing in the training room as well as possibly a karaoke machine and cornhole tournament. There's no cost to attend, and feel free to bring any non-alcoholic beverages to the party. If you, your business, or organization would like to contribute to the festivities with supplies or a fun activity, please contact the Denton County Fire Protection District on their Facebook page at facebook.com/DCFPD. And I believe in the original release it was noted that there will be no department funds used to finance the New Year's Eve party by the Denton County Fire Protection District. City of Salem Utility Committee held its regular meeting Wednesday evening at 6:15 in the auditorium at 202 North Washington. Co-chair Alderman John Whalen presided in Chairman Alderman Kinsey's absence. After roll call and approval of the agenda and previous minutes, Whalen read Kinsey's prepared chairman's report, which began with recognition of former committee member Harold Hamilton, who recently passed away, for his dedication and service to the Salem community. Kinsey's report also included instructions on how to navigate the city's website to locate current utility rates. The committee then discussed the sewer plant mitigation projects and FEMA recommendations. To date, the city has received $43,392 in FEMA reimbursements for emergency services to restore power at the wastewater treatment plant, which is also referred to as WWTP, and operate a generator. $46,895 for replacing oxidation rotors and installing a new WEG motor, and $59,349 for replacing a three-phase breaker, engineering services, and various electrical components. In total, the city has received $149,636 in FEMA reimbursements. The WWTP still needs to replace fencing, aerator panels, and 6 electrical panel boxes. This project is estimated to cost $250,255, with $187,691 expected to be reimbursed, leaving the city's final cost at $62,564. FEMA has also recommended several mitigation efforts, including raising electrical panels 6 feet and installing a concrete barrier around the main panel to reduce future flood damage. The recommended mitigation projects total $82,565. FEMA has not yet confirmed whether any of those proposed mitigation costs would be reimbursed. If not reimbursed, the city would be responsible for an estimated $145,129, which would be paid from the Sewer Reserve Fund, reducing its balance from $265,836 to $120,707. Committee member Kyle Williams initially made a motion to reject all projects, expressing concern about placing additional financial strain on the citizens already facing rising sewer service costs. Williams later rescinded his motion after City Administrator Salvi Burbidge clarified that the city has already been approved to proceed with the initial project involving fencing, aerator panels, and electrical panel replacements. Williams then made another motion to delay approval of FEMA recommendation mitigation projects until FEMA confirms whether they will reimburse the city. At that time, if necessary, the committee will call an emergency meeting for a vote, as FEMA has imposed a July 2026 deadline for completing all WWTP projects. The amended motion passed. Burbidge also reported that Viking Industrial Painting, Water Tower Painting and Maintenance is developing a proposed maintenance schedule and pricing. Following the financial report from Finance Director Stacy Houston, building updates from Shannon Letchworth, and a utilities crew report from Steve Payne, the meeting adjourned. The next regular Utility Committee meeting is scheduled for February 11th in the auditorium and will be open to the public. That has been a look at local news that was brought to you by SBU's Salem campus at 501 South Grand Street, where they offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN bridge program, criminal justice, and elementary education. For more about SBU's Salem campus, contact them at 573-729-7071.
Southwest Baptist University campus in Salem provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. The classes at SBU Salem campus are taught in the afternoon and evenings, making a degree attainable for people who are in the workforce or can't afford to go off to get a degree. We offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN bridge program, elementary education. For more information on the degrees and programs, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student.
You've seen the vertical screens in Salem and Houston filled with local community events, business ads, and even obituaries. It's called Town Screen. But did you know that you can place your message in either or both of those towns, starting as low as $15 for a week per market? You won't find a more affordable way to get your message out to the public. Produce your own ad or get help from the Town Screen staff. Go online to townscreen.com or call or text 636-338-1199. Town Screen.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
A life event could qualify you for a discount. Call me, Willie Strader, your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent, and we will make sure you have the coverage you need.
Hi, I'm Chris Kerber.
And I'm Joey Vitale.
We invite you to be our guest this season as we bring you the exciting play-by-play action of the St. Louis Blues.
We'll tell you about every big save, bone-crushing hit, and every game-winning goal on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO in Salem, Missouri.
Your radio home for St. Louis Blues hockey.
Celebrate the holiday season with Candy Corn Christmas, a sweet picture book about the most underrated Christmas candies, and a Christmas contest, a festively illustrated chapter book in an advent calendar format with chapter-a-day reading. Simon & Schuster's children's books. They're available wherever books are sold.
It is now time to take a look at local and regional sports. It's being brought to you as a courtesy of your Ozark sports leader, KSMO. St. James scored 20 points in the first and second quarters, building a 40-25 lead at the half and never looked back as they beat the Salem basketball Tigers Friday night 68-49. St. James was led by Tate Groover with 22 points, followed by Aiden Boone and Isaac Smith, who each netted 14 more. Salem was led by Braden Gaps with 14 points as Salem falls to 3-3 on the year, and they'll be at Camdenton Friday night. Earlier in the night, the Salem freshman basketball Tigers won their first game of the year, beating St. James 45-16, while the JV fell for their second straight contest, losing to St. James 38-24. The Salem freshmen are 1-0 on the season, while the JV fall to 1-2. Both teams will be at Camdenton Friday, with the freshman game starting at 4:30, and the JV game will begin around 5:45. The Salem Lady Basketball Tigers beat Plato in both the JV and varsity contests Thursday at Plato. The JV won by the score of 11-8, while the varsity won by the score of 54-23. The Salem Lady JV Tigers are 3-0 on the year, while the varsity is 2-1. The varsity Lady Tigers will take on the St. Francis Borgia Lady Knights Tuesday at the People's Bank Holiday Classic in Sullivan. That's Tuesday night starting at 5:30 in Pool A play. The Lady Knights are the first seed in the tournament while Salem is seeded 5th. The Bunker Lady Eagles traveled to Houston on last Friday and defeated the Houston Lady Tigers 69-41. The Bunker Eagles and Lady Eagles will host the Ellington Whippets and Lady Whippets Tuesday night, and it'll be Mel Ritter night at the Bunker High School gym. KSMO Media will be video streaming both the varsity games and varsity girls games and the boys game that night on KSMOradio.com, KSMO Stream Facebook page, and the KSMO YouTube page starting at 5 with the girls game with the boys game to follow. The Lady Eagles are 3-0 on the year while the boys are 7-0. Justin Falk's second period goal proved to be the difference as St. Louis Blues beat Chicago Friday night 3-2 at the Enterprise Center. Matt Luff and Logan Malloy also scored for the Blues, who will host Nashville tonight, starting with the pregame show on KSMO Radio at 6:30 with the puck dropping just after 7 o'clock. The Missouri basketball Tigers defeated the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats last night by a score of 82-60. Jacob Cruz led the Tigers in scoring with 20 points. Mizzou will have the week off before facing the currently 13th-ranked Illinois Fighting Illini on Monday, December 22nd. The Kansas City Chiefs have been mathematically eliminated from the NFL postseason after losing the Los Angeles Chargers yesterday by a final score of 16-13. And that has been a look at local and regional sports brought to you courtesy of KSMO. Stay tuned for a look at sports from the Missouri Net.
This Missouri Net Sports Report is presented by Save Mo Lives. Showing up to a gift exchange empty-handed? Awkward. You know what's not? Speaking up for a sober ride.
Missouri Net Sports, good afternoon. I'm Tim Fisher. We'll start with football, where Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes tore the ACL in his left knee yesterday in a 16-13 loss at the hands of the LA Chargers that knocked the Chiefs out of playoff contention. The Chiefs will not be in the playoffs for the first time in over a decade. Mahomes' injury happened on the last drive of the game for the Chiefs as they were looking for either a tie or a go-ahead score, scrambled, took a bad step, and had to be helped off the field. It was a tough sight to see the leader go out injured, defensive end Chris Jones.
We'll be selfish to ask God why right now, why this. More so understand it, build from it. We love Pat. That's my guy. It's Pat Mahomes.
With the loss, the Chiefs fall to 6-8, go on the road to Tennessee next Sunday. To men's college basketball, where the Missouri Tigers improved their record to 10-2 yesterday with an 82-60 win over Bethune-Cookman. A good defensive effort for the Tigers. Guard Mark Mitchell.
Coaches have challenged us the last couple of days just to fix some things, get back to being disciplined, get back to our habits and things like that. I think today was I don't know if the coach would agree, one of our best defensive games, just from start to finish. Not as many lows and just trying to keep the intensity the whole time. I think we did a pretty good job.
Mizzou not back in action until a week from today as they take on Illinois in St. Louis in the annual bragging rights game. Finally to hockey, where the St. Louis Blues on home ice at the Enterprise Center tonight as they skid against the Nashville Predators. The Blue Notes knocked off the Chicago Blackhawks 3-2 on Friday. Puck drops tonight at 7 o'clock. I'm Tim Fisher, Missouri Net Sports.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do, text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait. Attention on the road, that's the only way. Phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The Intercounty Electric Cooperative Association would like to remind you that the holidays are a time of love and peace. May this holiday bring all the love of your family and friends together. Intercounty Electric Cooperative brings this message of hope to you. They want to say thank you to all their customers for the many years to come. Happy holidays to you and yours from Intercounty Electric Cooperative Association.
Step into the octagon with UFC punching bag capsules. You can unleash your favorite fighters at 3-inch action figures, discover surprise accessories, and collect golden octagon pieces to build your own arena. The UFC punching bag capsule Series 2. It's now available at Target and Target.com.
It is now time for a look at news from the Missouri Net. Then stay tuned. I'll be back after the top of the hour with your latest KSMO weather forecast.
With News on Missouri Net, I'm Marshall Griffin. The number of military veterans becoming small business owners has sharply declined in the past 70 years. Kevin Schmiegel is CEO of Zero Mills, a company that works to find jobs for military vets. During a U.S. House Committee hearing last week, he was asked by West Central Missouri Congressman Mark Alford what the federal government can do to help veteran entrepreneurs.
Investing in them and make sure that they have access to capital.
Another witness testified that military veterans are turned down for business loans 6% more often than other applicants, and once denied, they rarely, if ever, try again. In 2018, Missouri had about 7,000 untested kits with sexual assaults evidence. State Attorney General Catherine Hanaway says that's no longer the case.
We are entirely caught up. It was great leadership by General Bailey and his team.
And the Missouri Department of Conservation has given initial approval to changes in chronic wasting disease deer hunting regulations, including removing the CWD portion of firearms season. This is Missouri Net.
Thursday